Hey there, movie lovers. Today we're diving into one of the most beloved sports comedies of the 90s, Cool Runnings. Loosely based on the true story of the Jamaican bobsled team's journey to the 1988 Winter Olympics, this film is packed with heart, humour, and plenty of unforgettable moments. But how much do you really know about this Disney classic? From surprising casting choices to real-life Olympic drama, here are 20 things you never knew about Cool Runnings. The real story that the film is based on was how two American businessmen in Jamaica, George Fitch and William Maloney, were inspired by a local pushcart derby and saw its potential for bobsledding. They turned to the Jamaican army, where Captain Dudley Stokes was ordered to join the team. Despite having minimal training and seeing a bobsled for the first time in September 1987, then competing by February 1988, Stokes quickly became hooked on the sport. While they gained immense popularity, the team faced numerous challenges, including borrowed equipment, injuries, and a crash at 85 miles an hour. Cool Runnings was originally conceived as a serious sports drama titled Blue Marga, a phrase in Jamaican slang meaning in a state of distress and starvation. Lynn Seifert's original screenplay aimed for a grittier, more dramatic take on the struggles of the Jamaican bobsled team. However, as the script developed, the tone gradually shifted from the intense underdog story to a light-hearted and inspirational comedy. It was rewritten by Tommy Swerdlow and Michael Goldberg, both of whom were talented, confident, and full of personality. Years later, Tommy admitted that he had worked on the rewrite while using heroin. Swerdlow almost died from his heroin addiction in 2007, but eventually managed to get clean. Two directors left the project before John Turteltaub took over. Jeremiah Chechik was the first to depart, choosing to direct Benny and June instead. Brian Gibson then stepped in, but later dropped out to work on What's Love Got to Do with It. With both original choices gone, Turteltaub ultimately landed the job, bringing his signature light-hearted touch to the film. The director originally envisioned Kurt Russell as the perfect choice for Irv. While it's now hard to imagine anyone but John Candy in the role, he initially had reservations, believing that Candy didn't look like a former gold medalist. However, Jeffrey Katzenberg, then chairman of Walt Disney Studios, made the decision clear. It's going to be John Candy, you have no say in the matter. Turteltaub quickly accepted, responding, "Great, I love John Candy." In truth, he deeply admired Candy, considering him an idol and a guiding influence. However, he wasn't initially sure if Candy was right for such a serious coaching role. That doubt quickly vanished once they met, and Candy's performance proved to be just heaven, and the two quickly became friends. Disney wanted to keep the production costs as low as possible, with director Turteltaub citing the hiring of a totally inexperienced, as he put it, director as evidence of their penny-pinching approach. The film was budgeted at around $15 million, depending on which report you read, which led to some unusual filming conditions. He has recalled that the soundstage in Jamaica had neither walls nor a roof, and they often had to shoo noisy birds away during filming. Also, in Calgary, where many scenes were shot, the snow was often fake. The director has said, half the time they're walking around, the snow is completely fake, because it would snow one day and then melt the next. And we didn't have any visual effects. To make it look like snow, they would roll out spools of cotton and fabric. Jeffrey Wright auditioned for a role in the film. Malik Yoba, who played Yul Brenner, who greatly admired Wright, was particularly surprised that he didn't land a part. Tupac also tried out for a role, and at one point Cuba Gooding Jr. was even lined up to join the cast, just 3 years before his big breakout role in Jerry Maguire, adding to the film's impressive list of hopefuls. And talking of Malik Yoba, it was his first acting role, and he landed it without even having an agent or a headshot. Despite being a newcomer, he made a strong impression and secured the part. Since then, he has kept busy with a steady acting career, most recently appearing in the series The Equalizer with Queen Latifah. Raul D. Lewis initially joined the film as an assistant to the casting director, reading lines off camera for hundreds of auditions. However, every time he read for the role of Junior, he outshone the actors auditioning for the part. The director later recalled that Lewis's readings for Junior were consistently better than anyone else auditioning for the role. The team then offered him the part, describing it as that crazy Hollywood miracle. Years later, Lewis confessed that he had lied about his acting experience on his resume, claiming he had much more experience in his native Trinidad than he actually did. The director became upset when the cast staged a mini protest over a scene that involved placing a spliff in a snowman's mouth. At the time, Doug E. Doug admitted that the cast was taking the film and its message very seriously, and they felt that the inclusion of such a detail might undermine the overall tone. The protest was a light-hearted, behind-the-scenes moment, but it highlighted how passionate everyone was about the film's direction. Doug later reflected that despite their initial concerns, the film did just fine without the controversial scene. In fact, he believes the director would now agree that the decision to leave it out was ultimately the right one. After watching, please check out our video looking into the life and career of the great John Candy on our new channel, Rocky Goes to Hollywood. There's a link in the description down below and one at the end of this video. Thanks for your support, it really is appreciated. A Sanka sex scene was originally written into the script but was ultimately cut. Tommy Serdlow, one of the 3 credited writers, revealed that he had initially included a scene where Sanka had an encounter with Scandinavian ski bunnies. However, the scene was removed after the filmmakers decided it didn't fit the tone of the film. Swerdlow admitted, "They made me take it out." They used actual footage of the crash at the 1988 Olympics, rather than reenacting the dramatic moment. The filmmakers used the televised footage of the crash, which was part of the real event. The director explained that the crash sequence was made using just tapes from a TV set. To maintain the quality of the footage, they focused on shooting people watching the event unfold on TV as much as possible. A couple of close-ups in there we shot because you could sort of see faces. If you really look at it, nothing really matches perfectly, but somehow we pulled it off. Studio head Jeffrey Katzenberg insisted to the director that the Jamaican accents being used were difficult to understand. Turtletaub recalled that Katzenberg told him that unless the actor spoke English like Sebastian the Crab from The Little Mermaid, he would never work at Disney again. When he went and told the cast, they laughed and saved him. Dudley Tal Stokes clarified that much of the film is fictional, saying, "It's a feature Disney film. Not much in it actually happened in real life." The film features a cast of fictional characters who bear little resemblance to the actual Jamaican bobsledders. The Jamaican team that competed at the 1988 Winter Olympics in Calgary, Canada, was not made up of track sprinters, but along with Stokes were all recruited from the Jamaican Army. Also, while the movie depicts the Jamaican bobsledders as outcasts, in real life they were warmly welcomed at the 1988 Olympics. And contrary to the events portrayed in the film, the team actually pushed their sled to the finish rather than carrying it. Cool Runnings marked John Candy's final film to be released before his untimely death. His performance as the lovable Coach Irv became one of his most cherished roles. Sadly, Candy passed away from a heart attack on March 4, 1994, just 5 months after the movie hit theatres. At the time of his death, he was still filming Wagons East, a western comedy. Candy's passing shocked both his fans and the film industry, as he was beloved for his comedic charm and relatable, warm-hearted performances. His death at the age of 43 left a significant void in the industry, with many remembering him not only for his acting talent, but also for his kind and generous nature off-screen. The film was released under some creative and amusing titles as it travelled the globe. In Norway, it was known as Cold Buttocks, while in France it was titled Rasta Rocket. In Italy, the film was called Quattro Sotto Zero, meaning 4 below zero. Actors often take mementos from their films once shooting raps, and Doug E. Doug is no exception. He ended up with one of the most iconic props from Cool Runnings, He revealed that he had kept the famous eggs from the film, clarifying, "They're all rubber, by the way. They're not just rotting in my basement." He went on to explain that he had a junk room filled with bobsled t-shirts, production stills, and various other pieces of memorabilia. The real-life bobsledders made a deal with the filmmakers. Nothing negative would come out of the mouths of the former Olympians, and the film wouldn't be derogatory about the team or their country. One of the original bobsledders even gave the cast a thumbs up after witnessing the filming of one of their scenes, signalling his approval for how the story was being told. An actor known simply as Leon played Doris Bannock, the bobsled driver. However, as director Turtle Taub revealed, Leon was never allowed to try driving a bobsled for real. He explained that while the actors were taught how to push and jump into the bobsled, and once you jump in, you're a passenger, you don't have to bobsled, only the driver has to know how. Leon did his best to learn the necessary skills, but movie insurance policies prevented him from ever having a shot at driving one. Cool Runnings was a major box office success, earning more than $68 million in the United States alone. Globally, the film grossed over $150 million, making it not only a beloved classic, but also a highly profitable one. Its widespread appeal and heartwarming story helped it resonate with audiences worldwide, turning it into one of Disney's most successful live-action films of the 90s. And there you have it, folks. Don't forget to check out the new channel and watch our first video about the great John Candy. Just click on this thumbnail coming up or the link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, which I presume you did as you got this far, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming to Rocky Watches Movies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.